Should middle-aged couples show each other their cell phones? Sweet words are not as good as sincere companionship. Happiness at first sight is not as good as staying together for a long time. Whether a middle-aged couple is truly in love depends on this. There is a topic on Weibo. Should couples show their mobile phones to each other? There is a high praise comment below. Trust between two people does not arise out of thin air, but is slowly established in moments that make me feel at ease. Some people acquiesce or support watching mobile phones, while others think it is unnecessary. In fact, this problem is difficult to generalize, but the solution is extremely simple. If you want to see your phone, find someone who is willing to show it. If you don't want to show it, find someone who doesn't want to see it. After all, people have to be in tune with each other, and horses have to be in tune with each other. To put it bluntly, how long two people can go together depends on whether the other person can give you the sense of security you want. Giving a sense of security is an ability. A few days ago, I saw a piece of news that the wife filed for divorce because her mother-in-law was too clingy to her husband. In November this year, couple Li Gang and Wang Fang filed for divorce at a civil affairs bureau in Hangzhou. Wang Fang first filed for divorce. She said that her mother-in-law was very clingy to her husband. She used to help take care of the children at home, and would often act coquettishly towards her husband. Now that I'm back in my hometown, I still make video calls to my husband every day, and they always call me at any time. But Li Gang believed that his wife was too small-minded and not filial enough. He said that his father left early and it was not easy for his mother to train him until he graduated from college. Now, he is alone in his hometown. If he misses them, he can just call them. What's the big deal? Finally, the marriage and family counselor gave them advice. In front of his wife, let Li Gang maintain a sense of boundaries with his mother. At the same time, ask Wang Fang to call her mother-in-law more often to check on her. Take some time every year to take her children to visit her mother-in-law, and take the initiative to build a relationship with her. After mediation, the two agreed to try changes according to the counselor's suggestions. But it is not difficult to see that the husband was not aware of the lack of boundaries in his interaction with his mother, nor did he appreciate his wife's discomfort. Instead, he felt that she was petty and not filial enough. Regarding the marriage relationship, there is a very correct saying: getting married means that I withdraw from my family, and you should also withdraw from your family. We go to form a new family, rather than me withdrawing from my family and integrating into your family. Since you have established a small family, you must know how to maintain the intimate relationship between the two, rather than allowing your family to interfere too much and affect the relationship between the couple. What's more, maintaining an intimate relationship and being filial to your parents are not in conflict with each other. The important thing is how to grasp the boundaries. Because couples get along day and night, it is important to maintain a sense of boundaries. This is the source of a partner's sense of security. If a person always ignores your feelings and makes you feel wronged, even if you love him again, he often won't last long. This is not a question of whether you feel safe enough, but the person in front of you has no ability to give you a sense of security. Two love is two hearts and one thought. Bai Schumann said, a good man and a good woman, in the days of shared adversity, have two hearts, but only one thought to move forward together through thick and thin. No one would have thought that the most popular couple in this year's variety show would be Zhu Dan and Yue Yi. As a host with high reputation, Zhu Dan was once labeled as love brain and humble Dan by the outside world. The more devoted she becomes to her husband Yue Yi, the angrier netizens become, and they even directly leave a message in the comment area. Have you been tricked by Yue Yi? The most famous one is Zhou Yue's step theory. In the variety show Housework Man, Zhu Dan talked about the love between her and Zhou Yue after 2 years of marriage, and they only had 2 quarrels. She was full of pride in her evaluation of her husband, his rank. He defeated me in just 2 sentences. It turned out that after they quarreled, she stopped talking when she was angry, and then Yue would give her a cold treatment. 2 hours later, he came over to talk to her as if nothing was wrong. Hug her and tell her, I'm giving you a step now. If you don't walk down, the step will be gone later. In everyone's opinion, Yue's concession was full of arrogance, but Zhu Dan actually followed his example. Then, Yue's way of handling the Cold War became a hot search topic, with netizens complaining that he was too chauvinistic and believed that Zhu Dan was being played without knowing it. However, no one expected that the reputation of this couple would change because of another variety show. As the journey of love practice unfolds, people begin to feel, it turns out that Ju Dan is happy. Is this the result of a variety show? Not really. Because Zhou Yue's love is full of details. Seeing that Ju Dan would be exposed to the sun where she was sitting, he would take the initiative to open the fan to cover her. When he heard Ju Dan squatting in the desert, his feet hurting, he would turn behind her and let her lean on him. When Ju Dan was hosting on stage, he would immediately take the video with his mobile phone and be reluctant to put it down. When Ju Dan is cooking, he will take the initiative to share many trivial chores, such as setting out the seasonings, washing pots repeatedly, cleaning the sink, etc. As Ju Dan said, Mr. Zhou didn't use that kind of hug or say a word, but chose to help me and do things that I was too tired to do. I feel that these actions of his are really for his love for me. Support. Not to mention, at the most difficult moment in Ju Dan's life, she was defrauded of all her savings by her best friend, leaving her in an isolated and helpless situation. But Zhou Yue, the man who had only been dating her for more than a year, stood up without hesitation and wanted to bear the huge debt with her. A full 20 million is enough to deter anyone. He could have stayed out of it, but chose to step forward. He could have drawn a clear line, but chose to tide over the difficulties with Ju Dan, repay the money together, and finally get married and have children. That's what a good relationship is. When faced with all the chaos in life, you still choose to move forward with support. Surrounding Ju Dan on Monday is the greatest sense of security. Oh, 3 Since you love each other, don't hurt. There is such a passage. The love of middle-aged people is very secret. It is a kind of understanding and respect beyond understanding, and it is the support of 2 souls moving forward in the lonely wilderness. When you reach a certain age, you will find that what you need is not just a person of the opposite sex, but a soul that can communicate with you, with the same likes and dislikes, vision, and structure, as well as the peace that others cannot give. I deeply agree. In life, there is a kind of partner who talks nicely and gives you a lot of promises. But when it comes to life, he never cares about your feelings. Not only does he fail to rely on you, but he gives you a severe blow. When you need a hug, he becomes the one who lifts the table. When you need his company, he leaves you with countless nights of tears streaming down your belly. When you want to find someone to spend the storm with, you find that the storm is caused by that person. Our partner is the closest person in the relationship, and we tend to expose our most vulnerable sides to each other. This is not only trust, but also gives the other party the ability to hurt us. Unfortunately, some partners may betray this trust. The closer we are to the people, the more unforgettable pain they bring us. Therefore, whether a couple truly loves each other depends on whether they can provide each other with a sense of security. Since you love each other, don't hurt them. Since you are together, treat them with care. After all, life is already full of storms, and we need people who can hold up an umbrella for us more than people who knock our umbrellas off. The mutual support in the relationship means that you know my hard work, and I understand your difficulties. You will live up to my efforts, and I will not abuse your trust. When it comes to marriage, don't compromise, don't give in, and don't give your trust to someone who will backstab you. Sweet words are not as good as sincere companionship. Happiness at first sight is not as good as staying together for a long time. Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.